going on, guys? Everything Galaxy here, and welcome back for Universal Yums episode 3. So, usually I check my email to see what country I'm getting from. Didn't do it this month, so it's gonna be a bit of a surprise here. And it looks like it's from Scandinavia this month. So you guys know how we do this, but now we got a bunch of stickers this time. Yeah, Scandinavia. Put that there. And then, of course, we have our little booklet here. And our little thing right here with a bunch of information about stuff around Scandinavia. So let's see what they tell us here. Iceland. This part of the world is one of the best places to view the famous Aurora Borealis, also known as the Northern Lights. These beautiful colors are one of Earth's greatest wonders. I don't know if anybody's ever seen the Northern Lights. I sure haven't, but it'd be really cool to see them, like, in person. Also, I guess I should mention this, but happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrates it. I don't know if I'll post this the night of or if it'll come out the day after, but it's currently the night of Thanksgiving, but it's like 7 p.m., but I hope to have this edited by before the end of the night, so that way I can go ahead and post it. Move my mic a bit closer here, because I know I haven't really been keeping up with videos, but it is what it is. Anyways, Jukas Jarvi. Why is there always something in a language I don't know? I'll just show it to you. It's this one right here. The camera, please. It, please, camera. I don't know if you guys can read that. Sorry, but yeah, I can't pronounce that. Anyways, the small village is home to one of the world's most unique accommodations, the Ice Hotel. True to its name, it's made entirely of ice and is rebuilt every year from scratch. My God, that's crazy. Like, I wonder how much it costs to get a room at that hotel. But if they're rebuilding it every year, like, how long does it take them to build it? Because I would hope it'd be pretty quick, because you figure if they rebuild it every year, it's gonna take them some time to do it. So I'd imagine that they do it very quick. Sorry about the sun cut, guys. Also, I just wanna take a moment and remind you my channel is sponsored by W Energy, and their limited edition Palm Bomb flavor is going out of stock very quickly. I'm not sure how many there are left, so if you want their pomegranate flavor, you're going to have to hurry to their store and get one. It's $40 for a container, granted, but it lasts you a really long time. You only need one or two servings a day, and if you use code Galaxy10, it'll give you 10% off of your order. And as you can see, it comes with a little scoop. See that? So you can use this scoop to measure exactly how much you want out, which one scoop will be more than enough for a like 20 to 24 ounce bottle. Anyways, getting back now to Universal Yums. Next up is Jönköping, Sweden. Visit this lakeside town for its beautiful Gothic architecture, famous museums, and the raspberry gummy skulls from your box. So there's, I guess, raspberry gummies in this box here, which we'll get to in a moment. There's also Norway, which has a Viking museum featuring medieval Viking ships as the capital's top attraction. That's interesting. Stige, Denmark. Some incredible chocolatey cookies, which you'll soon get to try, are from this Danish city. The last time we had cookies, they were orange. So we'll have to see. But I think I remember we did have a cookie that had oats in it, and I wasn't a very big fan. I don't know, we'll have to see. Lapland, Finland. Explore the Finnish Lapland and you'll find tons of wild reindeer. But not only that, you'll also meet the indigenous Sami people who have learn to live side by side with them. I can speak the English language very good. Anyways, moving on here, we have our trusty book, which, as we know, there's the trivia train. And I don't try to answer these questions because I know nothing about these countries before I look at these books. That's another thing I like about Universal Yums. I learn a lot about other countries that I wouldn't know otherwise. Anyways, for starters, what is the most popular souvenir in Sweden? Moose crossing warning signs. Excuse me? Yes, the moose crossing warning sign the moose crossing warning sign, commonly seen along roads in Sweden, is the most popular souvenir. Many of the signs disappear on lightly trafficked roads where tourists can unscrew the signs without being seen. That's pretty annoying to the local authorities as there are about 400,000 moose in Sweden, the densest population in the world. I need to look something up about Scandinavia. Anyways, why do they have signs that are able to be easily unscrewed is my first question. Like, I can get it if crime isn't, like, very common there. You're like, oh, nobody's gonna try to steal a sign, but here's the thing, if it can easily be unscrewed, what happens if there's, like, heavy winds? They'll just easily get blown down. I don't know. Which of the following is a real holiday in Finland? International Day of Failure. Oh boy. I mark October 13th on your calendars and get ready to fail. Finland's International Day of Failure was started in 2010 by university students who believed that failure was frowned upon in Finnish culture, thus stifling innovation. The holiday of failing has, unfortunately, found success. It has now spread to 17 countries and received a rousing shout-out from the creator of Angry Birds. Why? Why is that even relevant that it received a shout-out from Angry Birds? It's common for Icelandic homes to have grass roofs. Before we get to the bottom of this surprising fact, we need to mention one unsurprising fact. Iceland is cold, you don't say. With winter temperatures dropping as low as negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit, early Icelandic settlers had to get extra creative when insulating their homes. Their medium of choice? Grass. Original turf homes were completely covered with grass except for the door. Modern versions are partially covered, mainly on the roof. Talk about living green. Okay. In 2008, Norway knighted a penguin? The story of how Norway came to knight a penguin goes back to 1972, when Norwegian Lieutenant Nils not Nils Egling visited the Edinburgh Zoo. My God. Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. He arranged for the Norwegian King's Guard to adopt one of their penguins as a mascot. The cute critter has since moved up the ranks, achieving knighthood in 2008 and a promotion to brigadier in 2016. In fact, he now outranks the original lieutenant who started it all. Imagine being outranked by a penguin. I The Icelandic language is unique because it hasn't changed for 1,000 years. I think a lot of languages haven't changed for 1,000 years. In most places, language evolves over time, which is why reading works written in Old English can be so challenging. But for native Icelandic speakers, reading the Old Norse language is absolutely possible. While some spellings have changed a bit over the years, the average Icelandic speaker can, with varying amounts of time, decipher ancient texts. Okay. A whopping 88% of Greenland's population is indigenous. Indigenous. I know English, I promise. God. That's right. The vast majority of Greenland's population is indigenous. I hate my life. Or more specifically, Inuit, Tunumit, and Kalalit. I really hope I pronounced all those right. If I'm not, I'm sorry for whoever I may have offended. Alright. Each group of people have their own unique language, but many of them also speak Danish, and Danes make up for the remaining 12% of the population. While these people maintain respect for their ancient cultures and heritage, they live much the same way as the rest of the world. Well, it's not like they're completely different species of creatures. Okay. 7. Surprisingly, Sweden needs to rely on Norway for garbage delivery. One country's trash is another energy supply. Huh? For years, Sweden has been a leader in recycling and alternative energy. In fact, only 1% of Swedish trash ends up in landfills, with the rest either being recycled or burned for energy. And their recycling program is so good that they actually don't have enough trash to burn in their power plants. That's why they made a deal with their Norwegian neighbors. Norway loses their trash, Sweden gets power. The deal may be garbage, but it's anything but. Haha, how funny. In Finland, pregnant mothers can expect a crib, baby clothes, diapers, and toys, all from the government. All of the above. Since 1938, expecting Finnish mothers have been entitled to receive their very own maternity box, which comes complete with diapers, clothing, bedding, and toys. And the box it comes in is padded so that it can be used as a crib. While the program was originally intended for low-income families, it was opened up to everybody just 9 years after the program started. Thanks in part to this government program, Finland now has one of the lowest infant mortality rates in the world. Okay, so before we get on to this, I need to check something. Because this is supposed to be Scandinavia, but where I'm not the best with geography, I'm sorry. So, Scandinavia, where is it? Where is it? Directions. My location. Oh, wow. It's right there. Okay. Oh. Huh. So I'm confused. Because it's like, I know it's its own country, but like, why is it, like, in Sweden, but like next to Norway's border, there's Finland. What? Huh? Does it have its own like little area? Not sure. That's odd. Anyways, back to let's get on with this. Anyway, with the first snack we have in here, which happens to be tomato and spiced potato snack, or Kim's snack chips, which look interesting to say the least. Back in the 19th century, getting a snack like this together would have required a lot of Danish spice traders. Cayenne, garlic, and paprika. There are a lot of spices in this snack. Because of their extensive travels, Danish spice traders often remained unmarried, earning the nickname Pebbersvens or Pepperdudes, basically bachelors. Today, this bit of history has spawned a spicy tradition. If a Dane is single on their 25th birthday, their friends will tie them up and coat them with cinnamon. If they're still single on their 30th, they're doused with pepper. We'd probably opt out if we had the choice. Think of the sneezing. Unless these uber popular cracker chips were involved. Alright, so before I actually start eating this, I just want to note I I rate these snacks on a scale of 1 to 10. Only one has received a 10 so far, and that was in my last video I did, where let me see here, I think, yeah, it was these ketchup fries right here that received a 10, which actually these are probably, I think it's probably fine. But yeah, those ketchup fries received a 10 on the scale for me. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. So, here's what it looks like up close. It's kind of like a wavy type of chip. Kind of like cheddar and sour cream chips is the best way I can put it. And I don't know, it's pretty good. Um, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. That's Those are pretty good. I like those. There's not really much for me to say about them. Like, they're not terrible, but it's a little bit like the flavoring is kind of like low. It's not a lot of flavoring on it, but they're good. So next, Next up we have cocoa-filled oat cookies, which I got. I'm guessing there's multiple in this. I guess we'll see here shortly. The story might sound like a Hans Christian Andersen tale, but it's real. In 1864, Karen Wolf was born in a tiny village in Denmark. As a teen, she worked as a kitchen manager, developing her skills as a chef and businesswoman. By age 26, she'd saved enough money to fulfill her dream, opening a bakery. Her treats soon won over Copenhagen's socialities. Her business exploded, and Karen Wolf became a household name. The best part? Her happily ever after is a happily ever after for us too. 150 years later, we still get to savor her crispy, chocolate-filled cookies. So let's go ahead and see. They made it a bit easier to open. Oh yeah, there's multiple in here. Oh, is this how it's supposed to be? Yeah. Okay, so just for aesthetic purposes, because this looks better, this is what the cookie looks like whenever you pull it out of the packaging. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Those are good. I like those a lot. Unlike the other, I forget if it was a cookie or not. It was in another episode. You guys might be able to find it, but I had something with oats in it. Don't remember. Sorry again for that sudden cut. Things came up, but I like those oat cookies. It wasn't like, I think the other one that I had was oat cookies. I don't remember. You guys can find it. It was in a previous episode, like I said already, but I think I'll give them a 9 out of 10, mostly because of like the chocolate glaze it had on the outside of it. Anyways, next up is the dill chive potato chips. Now, have you ever smelled or tasted a spice and immediately associated it with a particular cuisine? For India, it might be cumin, or perhaps tangy mustard seeds make you think of Germany. But across Scandinavia, and particularly in Sweden, dill is the herb that immediately makes you think, ah yes, this is Scandinavian food. From tangy pickled herring to garnishes for cured salmon, this distinctive herb makes an appearance in more dishes than we can count. It's no surprise that locals crave the herb so much that they've also added it to crunchy snacks like these potato chips. Take a taste, and you'll be just as obsessed. Let's see about that. I enjoy dill, so maybe I will enjoy this. Guess we'll just have to see. Again, another wavy potato chip. bit strong on the dill. It's not bad. It's just really strong on the dill. I give it a 6 out of 10 because it's way too strong on the dill. Like, they went above and beyond on the dill for that one. But again, it's not bad at all. Anyways, continuing, we have, as we read on our little postcard, the raspberry gummy skulls. In Sweden, citizens have the right to roam, meaning they can legally walk, hike, swim, and, most importantly, pick berries on any land, public or private. Locals take full advantage of this policy, spending hours combing Sweden's dense forest for fresh berries, from tart blueberries, a favorite of the Scandinavian brown bear, to super sour lingonberries and sweet orange cloudberries. The most coveted variety? Wild raspberries. With these juicy, chewy raspberry gummies, we're granting your taste buds the right to roam the Swedish forest of candy. So, let's go ahead and see how these taste. So shaped like a little skull. I guess it could also be intended to be a tooth, but it's meant to be skull. Ooh. That's a good amount of sour, but it tastes stale. I think it was just the one I got. Yeah, I don't know. To me, they taste a little bit stale. Sour's really good, though. I'll give them a 7 out of 10. Anyways, we've got 2 more left. 2 more left. I cannot speak tonight. Which we'll go now to our yum bag, which has all the little candies in it. And there goes one. Now, there we go. Alright. So, next up, we have the chocolatey cookie dough balls. Get this, the delicious cookie dough filled chocolate ball you're holding in your palm originally started off as a honey capsule. What's a honey capsule? Well, no one really knows, because their founder, Carl Prinzel, quickly realized they were a bust. A true pioneer of the International Day of Failure. Soon after, he began making small plastic packets of hazelnut cream, which eventually turned into hazelnut cream-filled balls, which turned into these cookie dough-filled balls 100 years later. Talk about a sweet success. So, obviously, it just looks like a ball of chocolate, but clearly they're filled with cookie dough, so let's go ahead and give them a shot. Mm. Oh, there. Okay, so this wrapper. There is a level of sweet for me that is too sweet. These are really sweet, and I mean really sweet. But it's good, so I give it probably 8 out of 10. I'll give it 8 out of 10. Even though it's really sweet, it's still good. And then our final candy for the month here is our gingerbread toffee. When it comes to gingerbread, the US and Sweden have a lot in common. Swedish gingerbread, locally known as pepparkakor, is a traditional holiday treat, considered essential at Christmas parties, and just like in the US, the spiced cookies are commonly used to construct elaborately delicious gingerbread houses. But there is one gingerbread tradition that sets Sweden apart from the US, and you're now holding it. Locally referred to as knock. I'm guessing that's how that's pronounced. I'm sorry if it's not, I'll put it on the screen. This chewy toffee is infused with all of the festive flavor of pepparkakor. No baking required. So here is what it looks like. It's obviously nothing too fancy, just looks like a square, but supposedly they taste like gingerbread, so let's put that to test. That was hard to chew. Of course, it was a toffee, so kind of notorious for that, but like, that was really hard to chew. Like, harder than it should have been. But it did have a good flavor. So for that, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Which brings us to the end of the Scandinavia Universal Yums. So anyways, before I go, like I did last month, I'm going to show you guys you can go online and get a Yum box, and you can go ahead and pick your first box where you have the option of getting, like what I get, this box here, which starts at $16, this one with 10 to 12, which starts at $26, and the $41 one, which I thought about getting because it has a unique drink, but it's way too much money for me. But you can choose the box, you select whether you want to prepay it for a year, or if you want to do it monthly, which is what I do. And depending on what the current month is, you can choose what country you want. So I got Scandinavia, but I had to change to get this Germany, Czechia, or Indonesia. So yeah, go online to universalyums.com/shop, and you can also start to get these boxes monthly. They usually ship out on the 15th, but you won't get them till a few days after, because obviously, it takes time for them to get from where they are to you. So depending on how close you are to wherever they ship their snacks out from, that's how long it'll take you to get them. But anyways, remember to go to www.wg.gg as well. You can get some of their energy drink. Their Palm Blom is in limited stock, so you might want to get it while you can. And remember to use my code Galaxy10 to get 10% off. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Blood is running down my face, tears are forming in my eyes. Father always told me pain is temporary, keep in stride. Lift your head up, don't you cry. Fighters always will survive. The hurt you feel inside can only mean that you're alive. Keep your head down and digging. God will provide you vision and lead you where you need to be. If you just shut up and listen and ignore the opposition.